what's going on here? It's Andrew back with Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. Here we are in another episode of the Subscriber's Choice. Excuse me. I believe this one right here would be episode number 6, I think. 6? Yep. Okay. This one goes out to the subscriber named Jumanji. Today is the day that your Boeing gets finito. Gets finished, it's colored, it's painted, it's ready to rock and roll. But before we begin on that, I had a few other requests here. One was to do a charger that looks like Dom's from Fast and Furious. This isn't going to be it. I'm sorry, but this is why. Numbers matching, right? Just give me a second. It's old, it's got mileage. You see what I mean? That's a running numbers matching 440 Magnum. However, I will be looking for another charger that hopefully has a blown out motor, where there is no motor, it's just a bare block or something. Then I won't feel bad putting in a supercharged motor. Like I said in previous videos, I'm more of a purist for the most part. So if it's an original block, I tend to keep it original, especially if it runs. That's for the charger. Although, if I can't find another one, I have that one and one other one. Both of them run, that's where I'm like, ugh. Here's the CUDA that was asked. The beauty of this one is it runs also. But I won't feel bad repairing this one because it only comes with one motor. You can't put no upgrades, you can't put nothing in it, so it only comes with the 426 Hemi with the shaker hood scoop. So I'll rebuild the block and we'll have a numbers matching CUDA when we are done. There's your Bowen right there. And to the person who requested the Delray Winchester, love the detail that you put in there. That was awesome. However, at the moment I currently cannot find one. So as soon as I find one, we'll get that done up for you right away. Anywho, without further ado, there's the Bowen. Doesn't she look like a beaut? Okay, now, before I begin on that, I just want to put a public service announcement out for everybody who requested a vehicle. If there is something that I did not get correct on it that you wish to change at any point in time, I don't care if it's 6 months down the road, I don't like that color no more. I want to change the color a little bit. Let me know. I'll go back into my warehouse or my vehicle storage, wherever, car park, and I'll bring the vehicle back up. And for those redos, those will be a live stream. I was supposed to do a live stream for the Nissan Silvia with the wing on the back. That one, honestly, I do apologize. That one slipped my mind. I just remembered it now when I was talking about live stream. But the redos and stuff, I will do on the live stream with the person, whoever the vehicle would be for. Like, for instance, the Bowen here is for a person named Jumanji. So, with that being said, if I don't get it correct, because I think there's going to be parts on this car that you are not going to like. Although you may like it. I don't know. But I will change it on the live stream. Okay? So don't go, oh, he did it wrong, he did that. No, let me know. Okay? And we will fix it on a live stream. So, I have all the paint, the parts painted. I have all the body panels, the interior, all that other stuff. If you do not like these wheels, I understand. However, these are what you're going to be running. Now, we're running a little bit bigger than usual. That comes with 205 9015s, but we're putting a little bit bigger on. We're going to put chrome, since you requested a black body on it, what we're going to do is we're going to put chrome wheels on it. The only other part that would be chrome, and I purposely did it like this, is the intake. Because the 2-carb intake, which it does, I am able to do. Like I said in the previous videos I screwed up on that one. I thought it was a different car. I thought it was Luxor Baron. And that was my bad. This car does do the 2-carb V8, so that's what we're going to be putting in. the other wheel that I have in here, this one is the one for the Delray Winchester. This is the one that you requested right there. So it's even 20, it's 25, 80, 215. It's a big wheel, I'll tell you that much. It's a big wheel. But, yeah. This is what I mean, is I did the shocks in the front gloss black instead of my normal flat black or satin black that I normally do. The ones for the rear actually did yellow because just to throw a little bit of contrast underneath, I did the differential. I did that black, and I did the front crossmember black. The front shocks are black, the rear shocks are yellow. Well, you'll see it as we get going here. We're going to strip it down first. Let's start off by stripping out this interior. We do not want this crummy interior no more. I will be putting it back to the interior it is here, so if you have any choice on different seats or anything along those lines, I have shared or shown what options there are in previous videos. I believe that they would be, like I said, mostly in episode 1 and episode 2. These are going to be your brake drum for it. I just put it on so I can measure out the wheel size, make sure I got it all correct. Because I will be putting the factory style wheel on just a lot larger. Instead of 15, we're putting 20s on. So yeah, we're gonna kick it up a notch. So let's get this done here. Let's get this car stripped, and then once we get this stripped, we can bring it over to handy dandy welder. And once we get the welder on, then what we can do is at that point, then I can go in the back and start building your motor for you. So that's what we was about to do right now. Well, not right now. I gotta finish stripping out the bottom end of the car. So once that's done, then we can actually start working on the motor. Oh yeah, and also too, the engine block is black as well. I tried doing it yellow, and it wasn't bright enough. So I ended up changing that and making it black. So just so you know. Other than that, it's pretty much the body will be black. Now I don't know if you wanted the flat black, satin black, or gloss black. So I'm gonna do it gloss black to start with. And like I said, if I got something wrong here or whatnot, something you don't like, just let me know and we'll fix it up in the live stream. Yeah, other than that, everything else is ready to rock and roll. So, alright, let's jump over here to the front. Let's, kind of jump over here to the front. Let's go over here to the rabbit front. We're going to get rid of this transmission. We don't want it here no more. We got a better one coming. I have to get all these sticky icky bolts out. There we go. That one's finally ready to rock and roll. I have the Bluetooth transmission jack here. Yeah. Oh, I guess we should take out. Maybe we should take out the bearing. What do y'all think? I think we should do that. I think it'd be kind of cool. All right, we got this. We'll get this. Let's get this inner tire out. It's no good. We can't use it. It's damaged. You know what I mean? It's no good. Let's get the solder out of here too. We don't want that no more. That's no good either. All right, and there we go. Perfect. And let's get this upper control arm out of here. After we spray the rear control arm mounting bolt, let's get this spring out of the way. Perfect. Now let's get this lower control arm out of here. Don't need to be in here no more. It's just getting in the way, man. And then we're going to take out the sway bar, steering rack, swing our way over to this way. We're going to take out that and this and the dust cap. And we need that wheel bearing. Now the wheel hub, backing plate. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this cross member. It don't need to be there no more either. And now what we're going to do is now we're going to lower the car down. And we're going to get the cherry picker. Alright, let's go run over here. I don't think we need to pull the motor in the Barracuda yet. Nah, I don't think we need to do that. I think we need to come over here. Alright, let's get this motor out of the way here. Perfect. Alright, look at that. Nice and clean. Clean as a whistle. See, look at that. Well, it will be when we're done with it. Alright. Well, this is doing 1300 simoleons. While that's doing that, let's come on over here. And we're going to come in here. We're going to go over here, create new engine. Scroll down the list here till we find V8 dual overhead cam. 2 carb. V8 dual. It's not a dual overhead cam. It would be this one right here. V8 2 carb OH Vipe. Alright. Let's do the block first. Perfect. Put in the coil. Put in the fuel filter. There we go. It's yellow. It's yellow. Alright, now we're going to do this. Let's put a Wix oil filter on. There you go. Close enough. It's not quite, but you know, it's close enough. Alright, I'm going to put in these crank caps. Got 2 more. Let's do the front one first. If I can get the cursor on it. Perfect. Now let's do the rear crank cap. Beautiful. Let's do the piston rings. Where can I put these in? I think of the movie Cars. The piston cup, you know what I mean? But no. We're gonna get this done. It's gonna look spectacular in my opinion. But like I said, that's my opinion. Okay. Hope it looks spectacular. Alright, now we're gonna put in the rod caps. After this one, we've got 6 more. And we'll put the old pan on. And then after we put the old pan on, we're going to put the flywheel, the clutch plate, pressure plate, and throat bearing. We're going to put that on there. Which is going to allow us to shift the car. Like that. See, I almost forgot this right here. I thought I stood back for a minute and looked at it and seen what we had going on here. Alright, I think we got one more journal left to do after this. And we should be pretty much good to go at that point. Beautiful. One more right here. The last piece of the puzzle. For the bottom end anyway. For the rotating assembly, that's now in play. Alright. It's pretty close. It's pretty fairly close to the color. I may have screwed up though because I did the cylinder heads yellow. And I don't know how well that's going to turn out with the silhouette. So perfect. Alright, now we're going to put in that cylinder head. Now we're going to put in this cylinder head. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to put in the camshaft first. Then we put the distributor in. Now we put the rotor on for the distributor. There's a couple little pieces and tidbits I did different. You'll see. There you go. But this, on the other hand, wrong one. There we go. Look at that perfect lineup view of it. Make sure I get on there. Come on now. All right, clip and play. Now we can put this on. And in theory, I should be able to see everything perfectly with it being upside down. See what I mean? I can see, mate. I can see. Because in all honesty, if the motor was facing the other way, where the top is on the top and the bottom's on the bottom, then this would be the cylinder head I'd be working on anyway. So, it all works out in the end. Like I was saying, you know, I left that chrome on purpose. Yeah. Like I said, I think this is gonna look really, really good when it's done. Well, at least I hope it does. So what y'all been up to? It's been a minute, you know. It's been what, a couple hours. I think something like that. Oh, this one will be coming out Saturday. It is Friday night. I'm doing this. This one will either be out late tonight, a little bit later on tonight, or it'll be out tomorrow morning first thing. And then Yeah. Yep. That's what the game plan is. Whether or not the game plan holds true, I don't have a clue. You know what I mean? So we'll just have to wait and see. Because making the videos is easy. That's the easy part. The struggle comes to editing and stuff, and it's not even a struggle. It just takes forever. That's partly my fault, because I got slow as heck internet. And personally, I need to upgrade the internet, but I'm not able to at the moment right now. Not by my choice. Alright, now we're going to finish putting the rockers on this side, and then we're going to put the head cover on. Or the valve cover, whichever you choose. Oh wait, we already did. We did the other side. You guys saw what it looked like. Oops, my bad. Alright, now we can put the head cover on. Just like so. Now we're going to put the spark plugs in. There we go. Now we'll put the header on. Long tubes. Now we're going to swing ourselves around to this side. We're going to put this header on after we put the spark plugs in. And we're not going to put the carburetors on yet. I'm going to put the alternator on though. The reason why I'm saying we're not going to put the carburetors on here is I need something, you know, kind of like a lift plate there. There we go, that's done. Put the cam gear, time and chain, alternator. Ooh, I got two of them. Woohoo, fancy. There we go. Let's put the water pump on. That has to stay that color because you can't paint the water pump for this style motor. I think there's only a couple of them you can actually paint, in my honest opinion, because it's the only ones I've built and been able to find. Alright, there we go. Alright, there's your yellow motor. It'll be like how I did the contrast here with the black and stuff like that, because you're going to have the intake chrome, the carburetors chrome, and then we're going to have the breather and stuff that's yellow. Ooh, let's get that junk out of there. Ew. That too. Ew. Ew. Even though probably all these parts are fixable. Ooh, this car came from Arkansas. Interesting. We don't need that anymore. It's dented. We can't have it. Alright, let's get rid of the side glass here. Perfect. Yeah, let's get rid of that front fender as well. Man, this car's full up. I didn't realize there's so many good parts on it. Alright, I guess we can put this one over at the Barracuda. Alright, now before we go any further, put some seats in this beast, shall we? There's the rear seat, front seat, other front seat, and now we're going to put the steering wheel in. I kind of like the 5-spoke, or the 3-spoke 5-spoke. Wow, I'm all over the place tonight, but I kind of like that wheel. Looks good in this car. See what I mean? That's a little big, but it still looks good. Alright, now, I'll put this bad boy up in the air. And now we're going to start installing parts on it. Start with the fuel tank, the fuel filter. We're going to stick in that rear differential. What? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. That was supposed to not be that color. How did I make that kind of a screw up? Alright, where are you? Way over here. Over here though. There we go. Now we're back on track. We got that quick dry paint where it dries in like 5 seconds. There we go. That's a little bit better. Awesome. Put this on. Then we're going to come on. Should have put bushings in first to hold this spring in, but is what it is, what it isn't. Alright, I'll put the rear muffler in on this side. Put the other rear one in on that side. And now we're going to finish this one off here. And we're going to jump to the other side. The drive axle, the wheel cylinder, the brake shoe, and the brake drum. Now the wheel. Nice clearance. Oh yeah. That just looks good. I like that. Perfect. Alright, now we're going to jump on over here to the other side here, man. You know what I mean, man? Alright, now we put the rear little bushing in. It's got the little bushing. Now we're going to put in the spring plate. Now the U-bolt. And now we're going, after this U-bolt, we're just going to go ahead and put the shock in, right? Shock on, man. Shock on. Alright, there we go. We got that. Perfect. We got this. Beautiful. Alright, we got this one right here. And then we're going to put this on. Yep. And this part right here goes on too. And then we got this one for last. And now put the wheel on. Now, if we can, alright, now we're going to put the needle mufflers on. All chromed out, ready to rock and roll. It's got power for days, man. It's got power for days. Alright, now we're going to fight our way through here. And put this bushing in. And then we're going to put this bushing in. And we got another one way over there. You see that right here? Look at that, huh? And then we got one last bushing for the cross member. Awesome. But before we go any further, to try to save time here, I'm going to kill 10 birds with one stone. Alright, first things first, we're going to come down over here. Where are you? Right up here. We're going to put this in place. I don't know if this car has any liveries or anything. The decals for the body. When I go to paint the car, we'll skim through them there and see if any that stick out in that you would like. Here we go. We got this right here. And we're going to put this one in right here. And now this one. And this one. And we got relay B. Put the lid on. Put the lid on it, man. Alright, I'm going to put in the brake booster. I don't know why they call it a brake servo. First off, it's master cylinder and brake booster. I really do not understand why they call it a servo. Yeah, I remember when I first saw this, I thought, okay, well, I didn't have that. Of course not. When I first saw it, I thought it was like, you know, okay, well, whatever. It's, you know, maybe they're taking the place of the ABS and module and pump. Gonna find out that's also under certain hoods of certain cars. So it's like, something seems a little suspect with that one. I already had it, you know, I just had it in the back over there. I had to pay money to get out of storage, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Alright, now we got the battery, which can go in last. Alright, let's go get that motor. We start putting stuff in. Flip it back around. Take it off the engine stand. Smack ourselves into the wall with it. And now we're going to put the motor in the car. And voila. Now before we start going too far ahead and putting everything in, like batteries and stuff like that, what we're going to do is we're going to put the fluids in. Wipe it off. Perfection. It's perfect, man. I mean, it really is, man. Alright, now we're going to fill up the reservoir for the power steering. Especially this big beast of a car. You know what I mean? You want the power steering with it. You don't want to go Armstrong steering. And in IRL, some old grandma there is going to be, little old grandma there is going to be driving one of these things, power or manual steering, manual brakes, and I'll be like, don't I look like an idiot? I mean, in the city I live in now, I've lived here my whole life, but when I was younger, you actually saw stuff like that. It was pretty cool. And you see these little old ladies there in their older vehicles, with no power steering, no power brakes, drum brakes on all four corners, and just driving around. You know, pull up beside one of these little old ladies there, and they'll make you wish you didn't. Believe you me, they will run you. Kind of reminds me of the song from Jan and Dean, little old lady from Pasadena. Well, fortunately, we actually had those little ladies from Pasadena here in the city I live in. I mean, I don't know if they're actually from Pasadena, and I don't have a clue. But they were not scared to put the pedal to the metal. I mean, I watched them bust like a few cars. I was like, wow. And I used to make fun of it when I was younger. I was like, you got beat by that person. And then I started driving. No, they're quick. You know what I mean? They're a little bit quick off the line, and it honestly shocked the heck out of me when I witnessed it. I was like, what the? I'm trying to think what was my, in air quotations, greatest Mexico trip. It would have to be with my 91. And I lined up with beside I know it's a Charger, 4-door. And it had the little Hellcat symbol, whatever it was, on the side. And they got about a bumper out on me off the line. And my 91 just walked right by them like they were tied to a stump. That has to be one of my greatest achievements with that truck. And then, what really got me is I went and did a little bit of wiring on my throttle body. And when I did that, I forgot to, where I didn't realize that I didn't plug in one of my fuel injector connectors. And I basically drove the truck like that for the last 2 years of its life. Fighting a misfire, I could never figure out what it was. You know what I mean? I chased my tail, I rewired everything, and then I was watching an episode of Vice Grip Garage, and I've been looking for the color combination for the throttle body, just to make sure when I rewired it, because the plugs I got from Rock Auto, they were not the same colors as what was on the truck. So as I was watching the episode, I realized that cool, I can get a picture of what the colors on how they're supposed to be, and then I can go out there and make sure that mine are wired up the way it's correct. You know what I mean? And I went out there, and that's when I finally realized, oh, because I was sitting there looking at it going, that don't look right. That one looks a little bit, the one on the passenger side looks a little bit higher. Sure enough, what do? I push on it, it clicks into place. And near the end of, just before I got my 2013, after my dad passed away, I was having extreme issues. Like, that truck would take forever to crank, and then it would finally catch. Dang, look at that, we got Boss Hog kicking on here. And the Dukes of Hazzard, man. And anywho, so once I did that, then it starting and acting like how it used to before I did that work. So I think I fixed that problem, which is a good thing. And put the glass in. Perfect. Put the other glass in. Gonna put the trunk in. Right here, see? Put the trunk in. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this in. And we're gonna put that glass on. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this on. And then we're gonna do this. And this. And that hood. Yeah, that's not going to be the color of the car. I just did that I put the aftermarket headlights and taillights in. I just did that just so I could get the actual color, the yellow I was looking for. That's what it's supposed to look like, right like that. So. There we go. Put in passenger side taillight, the rear bumper, all chromed out. Perfect. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? I think that looks good. Alright, now I'm going to run over here. And I'm going to drop this down. Go over. Oh, look at that right there. Dang. That does look good, eh? Now keep in mind, it could also end up this color as well if you so choose to. We're going to bring this one up here to the front just in case. And now we're going to go back over here and respray it this color again. And I'm going to put all this on. I really wish I could change the color of the carburetors. Get rid of the pinky red color and, you know, kind of color match it up a bit. Alright, now we put the battery in. Now, in theory, I should be able to start it. Well, that's what you're looking for. And I hope so. Alright, let's get these wheels straight. Alright, now we do the passenger side. Now we do the passenger front. Awesome. Now we'll do the headlights. You can see at night. Bring this down. And then we're going to be sliding it to the right just a bit. Just a little bit. 3 hours later, just a little bit, you know, just a little bit. Alright, now we're going to back over to car lift A. And now we got to get our... There we go, we got our fishbowl remover now. And, yeah, we're going to get this all done up here. Perfect, look at that. Look at that. Alright, now we're going to move this and we're going to swap it with my Super. And there's your car, Jumanji. she be. Hope that's what you're looking for right there. I think it turned out pretty good. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. You know what I mean? Do you like it? Do you want anything changed on it? You know, do you want the wheels yellow? I'm not sure I can do the bumpers. You know, do you want the engine block yellow or leave it black? Do you want the front crossmember yellow or leave it black? You know what I mean? Just drop a comment, let me know. And like I said, what we'll do is I'll actually make a video of anybody who says that, no, I wanted this color or this way or anything along those lines, because I'm just guessing on a lot of this stuff. And we'll do a live stream on it, and that way then I'll get everything all fixed up. That's my plan of attack is. So, but anywho, here's your car. It is finished. And turned out pretty good. And what I'd like y'all to do is smash that like button, crush that subscribe button, and, you know, we'll catch you on the next one. This one's been very fun so far. So again, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye, everyone.